Hey everybody, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today we're going to be doing a deck on Celebi and Greninja. The Celebi we're using today isn't the normal Celebi EX, but instead we've got a regular non-EX Celebi, which has the ability to, the attack Temporal Leaves, does 40 damage, and devolves the Pokemon to their previous stage, or whatever they have beneath that card. So if they used Rare Candy, it'll go back to stage 1. And that card might not seem very strong on its own because all it does is put the card back in their hand, which is what we've got Greninja for. Greninja can deal 20 damage to any Pokemon using its ability. We can also get it powered up via a Mantike, so we have him in the deck just in case we need it. That way we can keep our grass energy consistent. The Greninja will be able to put 20 damage on a Pokemon before we devolve it, so that when we hit it for 40 with Celebi, that's a total of 60 damage, which means when it goes back to its basic stage, most basic Pokemon are like 60 health, which means we knock them out easy. So that's the general idea behind this deck. Do tend to have a bit of trouble against those larger basic EXs, so for that we've brought Repel in hopes that there will be some Manner of Evolution or basic Pokemon on the bench that we can take out instead. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Alright, first match of the day against HQ&A. Alright, let's see if the Celebi deck can pull its weight. I just made this deck earlier today, so I am kind of curious how it works. I've tried it. I haven't really tried it too extensively, so hopefully I can get some wins out with this. Starting off with 2 Repels and 2 Greninjas is kind of ridiculous. That's not really what you want to see, like, ever. Also against the Slugma, so we're not doing very well in the type matchups either. Hopefully we can get our Greninja set online so we can just knock the Slugma out. So yeah, they're running a Mag Cargo deck. It's not going to be good for us. I'm hoping for Mantike. No Mantike. That's unfortunate. We kind of need Mantike here. Otherwise we can't really, you know, attack. I feel like I can't let them get a KO this early. But at the same time, I kind of need the energy on my Frogadier, so I'll leave it there. The only reason I wouldn't put the energy on my Celebi there is because if I retreat, then I have no energy, so I have to still put the energy on my Frogadier. I can't even attack this turn. It just doesn't really prove to be that useful, in my opinion, so. Yep, there he is, Mag Cargo. Honestly, he hits these, we just lose. Oh, yep, there it is. Good game, I guess. Yeah, the Mag Cargo deck is not to be messed around with. I mean, if they get online quick enough, you're done for, because hopefully we don't have another rough start like last time. I'm not expecting this deck to be particularly successful, honestly. I just think the mechanic of devolving other people's Pokemon is so cool. I use it a lot in the physical card game, so this is something I really wanted to try out. My general plan for this deck, I want to get my Greninja, I want to hit for like 20, right? If I can get him powered up, that's great too, but mainly he's there to hit for 20, so that when I'm hitting the Celebi attacks, it should just kill them most of the time if they're basic. That's the idea. But it looks like we're attacking with Greninja instead, and I honestly do not have any complaints about that. Yeah, we've got our Rare Candy, we've got Greninja. They're not looking too hot if they don't get any other Pokemon, because if they don't, we hit for... Yeah, no, we win. Okay. 2 short games today. That's wild. Yeah, I mean, they've got nothing to back it up, so... I don't even need to use my Greninja ability. I can just hit them for 70, like, flat out. Good game. So, not the best start. We've had 2 very quick matches. You can build as good of a deck as you want. If you don't get your cards, it's going to be a little tough for you, I think. Obviously, there's ways you can circumvent that by drawing more cards or, you know, creating decks where it doesn't particularly matter which cards you're getting, but you know, it's it's a very skilled thing to have to do. It's more difficult than it is let on, but not to like say that I'm any better at it. Honestly, I do struggle with trying to get my decks to be consistent. I can get them to be strong when they're at their best, but consistency is one issue I have. I do think about using cards like Sylveon or Penny to like really up my draw, but then you usually tend to sacrifice other supporting cards or like important like you have to have a slot up on your filled up on your bench for things like that or in your deck. It's you sacrifice other things by making your deck more consistent. That's the thing I've realized. You know, if you want a deck that hits hard, you might not be able to hit hard every time. And if you want a deck that's consistent, you might not be able to hit hard with it. Which I guess really just goes back to why Giratina Darkrai is such a good deck, because they're both basics. You can really pack it with as many supporters as you like. You're not going to run into a lot of situations where you don't get the cards. This is another very unfortunate situation. If they don't get another basic, they lose again, which is shocking to me. I mean, yeah, I forget the babies in this game don't have weaknesses, so they can't even knock me out here. At least in the physical game, I think they have weaknesses. I don't know. I feel like they do. At the very least, they only have 30 health, and that's pretty easy to knock out in the physical game because all the damage is so inflated. So we got Oricorio. We're not worried about any of this. We're running all non-EX Pokemon in this deck. That is one of the advantages to this deck. You can run it 1-1-1. You can force them to take every prize point. That's always a good thing. Of course, any decks that are like 1-1-2, 1-1-3, those don't hurt either. You know, if you can force them to take 2 prizes and then have to knock out a giant Pokemon, it would, you know, that would be difficult, because at that point you're probably hitting them pretty hard too, you know. So we do have Greninja again. I don't know how to feel about that. I think for now we are going to retreat into the Greninja because there's really no reason not to knock out this Pichu. We don't want them getting their Ampharos EX ready. That'll be dealing 100, 120 damage because we're weak to electric. And, you know, some damage to the bench as well. And we don't want that. So, the idea here is I'm going to try to take out their Mareeps if I can. And they are putting the Mareep up, so I almost wonder if they have the Ampharos in their hand. There's not really a reason they'd put it up otherwise, unless they're just trying to... okay. Is Greninja that scary? I don't know why they did that. Couldn't they have just put the other one up to like use as a human shield sort of thing? Or that's why a lot of the time I don't even like to concede in the first place, because like unless I can really tell that they're a good player, sometimes they just mess up and do things that like they're in a winning position and they could win right then, but they totally mess it up and they give me a chance to win instead. Honestly, a lot of the time I still end up losing anyways, but like, hey, I'm not complaining. This Greninja deck has been really consistent just for the fact that like I'm just getting Greninja every time. Like, it has nothing to do with how well I'm playing the deck. It has everything to do with how well I'm getting Greninja. We have Mantech again. I'm happy about this. We can get our Froakie all readied up. We can get Greninja again. That'd be hilarious. I mean, what if? What if we just won 3 matches in a row by just happening to get Greninja at the right time? Mars. Not my favorite thing to see. What is with all the repels, man? I've gotten like 2 repels like every game. That's absurd. Do you know what the chances are of that? Probably not that great. I don't know. I haven't really run the math on it, but like I don't imagine like that many times in a row is like gonna be common, having both repels in your hand. I mean, the chances for either repel in your hand is I don't know. I'll run the math later. So we're gonna repel here, because we don't want that Froakie hitting us just yet. We need to get our Froakie online. We can't really leave him in the active spot like that, so do like this. Get an energy from the Mantike. I would have put it on Celebi, but I don't have any other Froakies ready, so if they decide to hit me strong enough with these, then I don't really have any good way of defending it. I think what I can expect here is probably... like, it could be the regular Greninja, it could be the new Greninja EX. Guess we'll find out. Yeah, I am... okay. I was expecting regular Greninja, and I am more scared of regular Greninja here because they can do this. Oh, that's odd. They just hit... oh, they don't have the energy for it, right, okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything on their part like that's saying they'll be able to knock out my Pokemon, so I'm gonna... this could be misplay, but I'm going to put a water energy on my Froakie. I'm gonna let them hit my Mantike. Surely they don't have enough for a second Greninja. As long as they don't, I should be okay here. Right, they're gonna hit my Mantike. I'm gonna put up Celebi. They can't knock that out in one hit. The only thing I'm really running a risk of here is that they have Rare Candy in their hand, and that I don't get my Greninja. Actually, I can't get my Greninja, so I'm running every risk that there is right now. But they're retreating. Okay, so they don't want the Greninja going down. I understand that. Although they can't attack with this Suicune here, so I'm not sure that their plan is totally sound. I'm gonna do a repel. I can only assume that they'll send up their Froakie, which is fine by me, because I can hit it with Greninja later. And honestly, more than anything, I just don't really want to be hit by Suicune. Gosh, honestly, I don't really know how I'm going to win this. They've got Suicune, they've got Greninja. It's kind of over for me at this point. The Suicune Greninja deck is pretty strong once it gets going. Mostly, I feel like I'm going to be running into the issue of, well, they have a lot more health and damage than me. I can't really, in any world, put up a fight against this Suicune EX. That is the main issue with this deck. That is the biggest issue with this deck, and it's a big issue because there are a lot of good basic EX cards that, you know, these decks rely on to function well. And that's game. We don't have any other basics. And I mean, no other. We don't have a Greninja. We can't take the hit. We like can't deal damage. It was game over. They were gonna hit us with Suicune. Yeah, if you guys have any cards you need, feel free to comment down below. I can see if, you know, if I can trade with you. There's some cards I've been looking for. I'm trying to complete the Eevee Grove set right now because it's the only one that I have the golden in and the what is it called? It's the 3-star one, the one that moves around. I have the both of them in that deck. I mean, in that set. And so I'm trying to get all the 2 stars and the shinies and things, just because I think it would be cool. And it's one of the smaller sets, so I think pretty confidently that I could finish it. So, yeah, if any of you guys have any cards you want, I can see if I have them. We can set up a trade. Starting again with the Mantike and the Froakie. We've been seeing this a lot for some reason, these two particular cards. The Celebi is just not wanting to show up, and I don't know why. For all I know, I'm getting another Greninja set up, and I'm just going to hit their Squirtle and then knock out their Manaphy. Palkia. I haven't seen the shiny Palkia yet. That's cool. Although, doesn't that look a lot like the regular Palkia? I don't really see the difference. Also, one thing I've never understood about Palkia is why is that thing a water type? Does that look like a water type at all? It looks like a steel type. Steel Dragon, but then I suppose it'd be like the same typing is Dialga. Is Dialga dragon type? I haven't played that set of games, so I don't know for sure. I figure they are, but like I don't really have any way of knowing. So they could very well just send up Palkia and slash my Mantike. I don't really like particularly care if they do, I guess. So I think I'm comfortable just putting more energy on my Froakie. I don't want to have to commit the grass energy later if I don't have to. So okay, so they're clearly running a high energy deck. They've got Squirtle, they've got Palkia, they've got Manaphy. They've got a good start here. They're going to probably load up Palkia. No, they're loading up the Squirtle. Okay. I do kind of wonder what they're doing here, because, like, what are they going to do? Like, load up Palkia and Squirtle here, or are they going to load up Palkia and Wartortle here? I'm just trying to wonder if they're getting 5 energy on Blastoise and that's their idea, or if they're trying to do something else. Either way, it's only 3 energy right now, so we can definitely afford to swing with our Greninja. Since we're fighting Manaphy here, I think we can pretty confidently... I almost wonder if I should have... No, it's okay. It's okay. Because... yeah. No, I've got a plan. The plan is, right, I knock out the Manaphy. They can't hit me for more than 100 next turn, right? You need 2 extra energy for the Blastoise. Unless they've got Misty, that would be a problem. But... alright, so they probably send up either Palkia or Wartortle here, right? They sent up Wartortle. That's what we wanted, right? So now, with our Greninja, if they don't get Blastoise here, we can confidently knock them out here. That's fine, as long as they don't have Blastoise. I think we send up Manaphy here purely out of safety purposes, because we don't want our Celebi going down early if it doesn't have to. Okay, great. That's what we were looking for there. I think we've got this game in the bag now, because we can devolve this Wartortle. I can force the Palkia out of its Dimensional Storm, which means it can't knock out our Greninja with that. And then from there, I think we've kind of got the rest in the bag. So, watch this, this is so cool. I hit them for Temporal Leaves, their Wartortle goes back into their hand. Oh my gosh, that animation is so cool, I've never seen that. And then their Squirtle has no health left, because Wartortle has 20 more health than Squirtle. So the damage exceeds Squirtle's health, and it knocks them out. That's what's so cool about this. That was a super cool animation, I've never seen that. That was awesome. Okay, so yeah, we're forcing him out of his Dimensional Storm here. They're trying to get their Blastoise online, I figure? Yeah, but no, they're completely done for here. They've got Palkia EX in the active spot. This is exactly what the Repel is for. Oh, right. Wait, no, we're still good. Yeah, this is what the Repel is for. We get the Palkia EX out of the active spot. We bring the Wartortle up. We hit it for 60 using our Greninja shenanigans. And that's game. That's 3 cards. This deck actually kind of works. Like, it has its moments, you know? Yeah. Yep, they figured it out. Alright, got a good match in. Nice. Ah, that was so cool. I've never seen that animation before for the de-evolution. They haven't had that mechanic in here before, so that was really neat to see. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to check out this next one. Thanks, have a great day. Peace.